Hello, everyone. Another awesome episode of Coyote Report with your friendly neighborhood coyote. Today, we're going over your little skill cards you guys get. Alright, so you're going to go into your inventory. You're going to click on Hero. What we're going to talk about is your skills, which ones you're going to keep, which ones you're going to dismantle, which ones are questionable, and which ones are necessities. Alright, so the first thing you're going to get through these all the hero ones, then you're going to get down to the hero exclusives. Uh, Typically, I don't dismantle these because you never know where you use a hero. And some heroes, 3rd, 5th, and 7th skill level actually provide like passive things. Like Gonzo, and Tywin, and a few others that do different things. Some help with gathering, some help with troop training. So like keep an eye on the skills and what characters do what at certain levels because they will greatly help you. I'm gonna turn down this volume a little bit. I hate the background music of this Top War. Alright. If you noticed, Top War finally fixed it so I can use the browser. I don't have to use my small little phone mirroring to my computer. Alright, so there's a few things you can do here. You can merge and you can dismantle. So anytime you have 3, you just click merge, just merge these on up so you have as many as you want. But I said I usually keep the exclusive skills for the leaders or the heroes just in case you have to use them later. It doesn't hurt you. Like when in doubt, just don't mess with it. Because it's very easy to, just hold on to something, but if you dismantle it, it's harder to get it back. So, alright, so we get down here to our actual rares. Alright, so these rares have this little purple star, the exclusive skills have a little red star, and the commons don't have anything. So, like, this one's March speed. So, as you can tell down here, it increases my March speed. Do you really need this? Not really. However, you can keep a few of these and you can throw these on your Diana March. That way, if you're trying to run around and kill dark forces all day, especially like TA or EL or those other SVS events, or you're just trying to kill as many dark forces as possible, you can add speed ups to it. Another character that has a March speed increase is Ghost. Well, I say it's level 3. He gives you like a small percentage boost to your March speed. So like if you find out that Ghost is kind of a mediocre hero, you always throw on a Diana just to help boost that speed, that March speed. Or if you get those events where you can't use March speed ups, you can throw on these skills or whatever, those heroes, to get that faster March speed. Next, so yeah, you can absolutely just dismantle these things if you wanted to, or like I said, you can keep them for those dark forces. Up to you. Next is your gather load. This one kind of goes hit or miss with people. A lot of people just delete it because you can do the same thing on March size. Because all you're trying to do is increase the amount of resources you gather. So your March size does that by seeing more people, you're collecting more. But if you're in this phase right now where you're like, I barely have enough March sizes to like put on my PvP March, my main March, like why the hell would I want to sacrifice them for their 3 or 4 groups of gatherers I have? So the easy solution for that is unit load. That way you can still get the same type of benefit of using those March increase sizes to gather more resources without having to use those. You can put those on your actual fighting marches. So like this is what you would use these for, is to throw these on like a rare or whatever on top of your main gatherers. Next we got here is resource gathering speed. So this one's very important. Like it's universal gathering. Doesn't matter if it's oil, the farms, rubidium, whatever. It will increase the collection speed. It has the same thing as the perk If you unlock your perks and your heroes, you see like world collection speed. It's the same thing as resource gathering speed. So world collection, resource gathering, same benefit. All right, next you get to the food gathering speed. As you can guess, this one only works on the farms. But it's a good thing to have, so you want to make sure you're keeping these resource collection ones. Same thing with the oil gathering. Only works on the refineries, the oil fields. So you want to keep those for gathering. These ones right here, you can absolutely trash if you want to. Like collecting gold is by far like the worst thing you do the whole entire game. The amount of time it takes to gather any of that gold, your gold mines. If you watch other videos about how to set up your gold production correctly, you will generate more in an hour from your gold mines than you will all day sitting on a gold mine level 5. Just forget about it. Just don't waste your time. It's not worth the energy. However, I keep one set of rares just because some events, the SVSs or whatever, will have gold gathering bonuses for like the individual skills or whatever. Like they'll give you more points if you gather gold. Like you just gotta make sure you guys are reading that stuff. That is the only reason why I have any of these. Like I said, you don't even have to worry about it. You can just dismantle these. Like these are probably the most worthless skill cards you can get in the game, pretty much. Next, right here, by far the most important skill card next to probably March size is gold production. Because this was a passive skill, like we talked about before, and it's just going to kind of boost your heroes. So you just put this on all your unused heroes, and they're going to give you that passive gold production increase. Alright, this guy right here, Air Force hit, Army hit, all these stupid hits. Yeah, these are easy trash. Like, just get rid of it. Boom. Dismantle. I left all these on here just so I can show you these videos for you guys. Trash. I'm gonna leave one in case this video messes up. I have to redo it. Alright. Here we go. So, same thing. This invulnerability. So, invulnerability really only helps against like crit damage. So, not a whole lot of players run around with crit damage. Alright, like I said, we discussed it before. It can reduce some of the huge damage you get from some of the heroes. They do like their big hits. Like, if you get smacked by Maximo's giant laser beam and it crits, this can help you. But it's not really going to help you because that laser beam is still just going to crush you. Like for that, you need to silence Maximo or you need to have indestructible, not invulnerability. This isn't going to help you that much. So this, safe to destroy. Just destroy this shit. Not useful at all. Dismantle. Okay. I keep a couple of these crit ones. You really don't have to. This is if you want to actually develop, like my goal later on is kind of develop specific hero groups that I will use to just kind of kill the world boss. So like your skill set 2 in your march that you use on the world boss or sand tables is you click the little bottom button. I'll show you real quick what I'm talking about. You go to your heroes. Alright, you hit this little 2 here, you set up a different skill page. Like, these are where you can put those skills, like crit, hit. If you wanted to keep hit, you can do that too, crit damage, stuff like that. Your damage increase. Like, all those things you're going to use on world bosses and sand tables, you can put those on here. Okay? Obviously, you're still want to keep probably their skill, because their skills probably does damage. You probably want to keep their march, because, well, you need troops to do damage. You're probably still want to keep your damage multiplier, because, well, you want to do damage. So you might have an extra spot here to add crit. More likely, you're probably just going to roll with your main thing. So is it really that important to have? No. But, and I'm just kind of throwing out there why you might want to keep it, but you can totally get rid of those. So you don't have to worry, you can totally get rid of the crit damages, the crit rates. They're not that important. Like, you can easily destroy these. So it's up to you. Like I said, I just kind of keep them so I can go to because they're rare, but you can totally get rid of them. Alright, damage decrease. Obviously very important. It's just as important as damage increase. Alright, so don't get rid of these. Keep those rares. Especially as you get further in the game, damage decrease and reduction is way more important. Because you're going to notice that everybody hits very hard. And you need some way to protect yourself. Alright, damage increase. Also very important. Don't dismantle these. Alright, so keep these, stock these up. Damage increase is better than attack increase. Okay, so at a certain stage you might be using the attack now because it's higher, and you're getting full because the percentage of attack is much higher. This one says 7.5, and then you go down to attack and it's like, where the hell is attack? Go ahead, attack. It's like, oh, 45. That's way bigger number than 7.5. But the way they do the multipliers and the combat formula, no, it's not. Okay? Just trust me, damage is better than attack. Now, if all you have is a level 2 damage, you have like a level 7 attack, then yeah, the 7 attack is probably better than the 2 damage. But if they're the same level, the damage wins every time. Next, dodge. You can delete the shit out of these as well, okay? These don't matter. I don't know why I have them on here. But you can dismantle those. Crit. Same thing as before. You can keep them if you want them. If you want to use them for sand tables, world bosses. But you can absolutely dismantle the shit out of these, okay? You just get rid of them. You're like, oh, what's this? I just want to get rid of it. Okay? Same thing with these dodges. Don't need those. Okay. HP. So, there is a fine line between HP is useful and when it just becomes irrelevant, just like the attack. So, when you're first starting out, you're first trying to get to 80, and you're trying to fill these skill slots with whatever you got. HP attack are very good to kind of hold off that in-between phase. However, once you get stronger and you're actually above level 80 and you're fighting heroes with, you know, ROF 10 and everybody has like 3 hero marches or very strong 2 hero marches, there's like that, HP and attack kind of go out the window. Now you still want HP benefits, but you're not going to use a skill card. You're going to look for other ways like your decor or your heroes, because some heroes give shields based on HP. So HP is still good, but it's not really worth the very limited amount of skill slots you have available to you. So it's very good in that like 60 to 70 range maybe, where you're just trying to fill the gap, or you're trying to have enough health or whatever to fight other people your size. But once you get above that like 75 up, HP kind of goes out the window. Because like I said, at that point you want to look at damage increase, damage decrease. Alright? Same thing, like I said, with attack. You see these huge numbers, you think it's great. Unless you got a hero that bases something specifically on attack. Like, no. Like, the damage multiplier is way better than attack multiplier. Would I delete these right away? No, I'd probably keep them for a little bit. Just in case. But, like, if you accidentally delete some of these, or you figure out later on you're like 3 hero march, you never use this shit, by all means, dismantle it. Now we get down to our commons. Alright, most of these commons, you can keep the march size for the same reason I talked about the original march size. You have a rare and a common. If you're just going to throw in your Diana march and run around and kill dark forces all day, now you're going to be super quick. Or you're sitting there trying to bum rush everybody, You'll pick up all the silly boxes, the airdrops. Boom, stack the crap out of your march speeds. Okay, you don't gotta worry about using your march speed ups or anything like that. So that's a good way to just move around the map quickly. Like finding necessity, not very useful, but for utility, it's a great one to keep. Load speed or gathering load, you can totally get rid of these. You don't have to keep these because you're already gonna keep the rares. You really don't need the commons unless you really want to. But typically on your purple guys, they don't have the purple heroes where you're gonna turn into your gatherers. You should fix their perks so they're all gathering related. So typically you're not going to need a common one of these because you're probably going to throw on a rare, and then you're going to throw on probably the world collection or resource gathering skill. Might do a rare and a common for those. So it only leaves a slot for one rare gathering, so or load increase, so you're probably not going to have room for two. So like you can probably safely get rid of these ones. I would keep the gathering speed. Like I said, you can double stack those, so you can just increase your gathering overall on those gathering heroes. Same thing goes for the food and oil. If you want to dedicate some very specific heroes to like gathering food or just gathering oil, or like I said, universal all the way. These things, hits, you can just dismantle these all you want. These common hits do not matter. Okay, same thing with the invulnerability. It's terrible. Just delete it. Dismantle. All these extra crits, these common ones, definitely don't need them. Like most of the common stuff, you can just dismantle. Like you definitely don't need it. If you're kind of iffy, you like keep the rare ones. That's okay, but like these common ones, you're never gonna touch this. Just dismantle. Alright, so now you get down to your defense decrease. So you can keep some of those if you want, because you can stack them ultimately on top of your other ones. To say you want to have one hero goes out with a rare and a common damage increase. You want the other hero to have a rare and a common damage decrease, and then you have another one that's like a mix. However you want to do it. There is some utility about double stacking increased damage and decreased damage. However, that utility quickly fades the higher you go up. So like once you start those 3 hero marches, you start fighting those players that are very strong, they're not going to do this. However, if you're just messing around the server and you're just trying to like beat somebody that you kind of like you're very close to beating in the war zone, by all means just stack another common damage decrease or damage increase on there. You'll probably beat the guy. Is it really worth losing sleep over to keep? No. You can totally delete them, but if you want to keep them for those situations I just said where you want to double stack them with your rares, just for that tiny little extra boost. Because what you gotta realize is that those other ones give you like a 2.5% increase each time, and this one only gives you a 1%. So like you have to stack up a whole bunch of these. Like this right here is worth a level 2 rare. That's a 5. So you just gotta try to figure out what's better to use there. Is it better to have a common level 5 compared to a rare of something level 2? You know, so like what could be better in that slot? Next you have march size. You want to keep these, okay? It's always okay to stack marches if you have to, especially if you don't have the hero skill level 3. So a lot of people, if you don't have a hero skill level 3, they don't even equip the hero skill, because that's like 3, 5, and 7 are your big ones that kind of give you extra perks. So a lot of people just do not even use a hero skill until it's at least a 3. And what they do is they double march. So they'll add a rare where that skill should be, and then they'll add a common later down the skill tree. That way they can go ahead and get more bang for their buck, get more troops, because ultimately your troop size is a very important part of your combat formula. Dodge, don't need it. Just delete the common dodges, don't need this stuff. Crit rate, don't need it. You just totally get rid of these. HP, don't really need this either, just delete it. Tax, if you want to keep them, up to you. Really don't need it since you have HP. You like most of these commons, you just delete. I'm a hoarder. I don't delete everything. I just kind of delete as I need it. But like these are all safe to dismantle. Then you get down to these awesome little puzzle pieces. I don't think I have any that are 10, but if you have 10 of them, you can merge them into something else. Alright. And then it'll pop up here with a little red dot wherever you just merged. And that is the skills. Now, let's go back over here to our heroes. Now, all this awesome information we learned. And we are going to just kind of look at some of these heroes. So this is my Kativa. So I got level 3 in here. I gotta swap out to my level 4. It's somewhere buried in here. Try to get up to a 5. Now I have a rare 5, rare 4, and a common 4. Right? So I could also have it as a damage decrease. Like you don't have to have 2 marches here. I'm just trying to get bigger because a lot of people on our server have march sizes that are way bigger to me due to decor or buildings or bases and other factors. So for me to be able to compete against some of these bigger guys on our server, I have to double stack marches. So it's kind of playing where you're trying to be at. If you know you're not even trying to beat these guys in war zones, then you really don't need double stacking these. Especially if you're using your hero skill. If you're not using hero skill, by all means, double stack. But if you're using hero skill, you really don't need to do that. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about some of these skills. We'll put the wrong one. So, like I said, these are the attributes to talk about: 3, 5, and 7. Each hero has different attributes. Some are passive, some of them they have to be in battle. So make sure you just kind of read through these. If you're a free-to-play player, just don't even worry about level 7. Like, those take a lot of money to get to. They take a lot of shards. And I'll do another video that breaks down the math and, like, why you shouldn't waste certain things. Because they're extremely limited. Now let's look at... I think I have Simon as a gatherer. This one...
Of the Navy uniform on me.
So Simon I have as a gatherer, double stacked load and double stacked universal gathering, plus his perks have world collection speed. I used to use him a lot to fight, so I haven't really re-rolled these, but eventually what I do is get all these up to like all the different types of gathering.
The battlefield is the most exciting.
Kate Curry, very similar. Somewhere I'll have 4 unlocked for her, so I just have the 2 universal gatherings and increase in the load. And then I haven't really messed with her perks. The heroes that you get like a whole bunch of shards for, I usually what I do is I use that person, stack up what I need, and then once I have that one kind of fit, then I will re-roll it to Kate Curry or Ishii or any of these other guys that you don't get like free shards for. Like once I get enough SVS points, I'm going to unlock the other purple collector. Her name escapes me at the moment. Yeah, I'll do the same thing for her. So, yeah. And then, like I talked about before, if you're not using a hero, You're going to throw on those gold production things because it's a passive skill, and this is going to make you money. And hopefully that answered some of your questions about skills, what you can dismantle, where you should probably put them, and on who. And then when it comes to, like, I know earlier you're probably wondering why I only had damage increase on Kyoto, because I have her matched with Layla and I have the damage decrease on her. So however you guys want to, just make sure you have damage increase and decrease on your heroes. And have a great day.